Yeah, nice to hear the the entire story of our worldly life. You see that we are fully aware of the worldly skills, duties, and responsibilities in our life. When we are able to meet them, and we are more or less relatively happy with some concern and with some issues here and there that continues at the more or less at the similar level. We have to ask ourselves that, am I meditating? Yes, I'm meditating regularly. So what exactly is the goal of result of meditation? If I say goal or the result. So the result and or the goal of meditation is that mind evolves, starts working at a higher level. Again, ask yourself, what is that higher level? In that higher state of the mind, there are no dualities. There are no pairs of opposites. There are no conflicts. Problem from the word come and go. Confusion, conflict in the mind come and go. But that higher plane of the mind lives in the state of what we say in Eastern wisdom as equanimity. To practically say that that mind is not dictated or influenced or governed by the challenges in the world and also the challenges caused in the mind. But once if we don't fix that goal in the result of any meditation or mindfulness, then we leave it. Okay, let us do practice every day for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour to relax. Someday we are relaxed, other day the meditation does not affect. Meditation is not a prescription pill. That needs to be understood. It is a journey where we awaken to ourselves the inner peace and happiness. So when we talk of the goal or the result of any mindfulness or meditation, then we have also to understand who can achieve that goal. Who can drive the car, who has a driving license, who can cook the food, who is a best cook, who knows the permutation and combination of the spices, veggies, and other stuff. So it means we never think, it never comes to our mind that we have to be a seeker. Seeker is a qualified meditator. And if we are not a seeker, if we are not a driver, then even if we like to drive a car, we know a few tips, we'll end up in trouble. The same thing happens if we are not a seeker. Now see that seeker qualifies first before he practices any meditation. A seeker is one who prepares himself or herself for listening the principles attentively, spend some time for contemplation and reflection before the practice. So now there is a practice of half an hour. So we spend minimum 10 minutes before the start. What did I learn? What was that principle? How to apply that principle? A seeker is one who accomplishes the goal as taught to him through the practice. It is like a driver who drives home through the knowledge and the skills of driving. We need to understand that clearly once. Now question is, does it take a lot of time? No. During the personal, professional, social, family activities, our mind can be educated how to respond, not to react, how not to enter into the conflict through the principles. Similarly, the seeker acquires those skills and the knowledge to treat the path successfully. And the biggest statement I have always been talking, then all these principles, it helps us to understand the ups and downs, likes and dislikes, pain and pleasure, reaction that is coming from the world to my mind. So I educate my mind not to be affected. We educate our mind how to work on the mind with the specific principles and the practices. We don't allow the mind to work on ourselves at any cost, in any situation. So what is the principle that needs to be applied to become a qualified seeker? The first principle is known as viveka. Viveka in Sanskrit, if I translate it, it means discernment. It means reflecting in the mind what is real and what is not real. So further the master defines what is unreal. Anything that is changing, one. Anything that the mind knows in the tangible and also in the intangible world, which is changing, is unreal. Another understanding, which has a cause and effect relationship in the world. So what the viveka and discernment does, the moment I realize this is coming from the unreal world, I keep those thoughts and feelings and events. I don't allow them to touch my mind. I keep them at a bay, at a distance. And then I look at it. So you know what happens? That viveka, when it is applied, it becomes the second principle. What is that second principle? The dispassion. And if we don't follow this viveka, the discernment and dispassion, what is going to happen? Then the thought, there is an influx of thought. Then what we complain? No, I sat in meditation and there were a lot of thoughts troubling me. And I don't understand why the thoughts trouble me when I sit for meditation. You see, we normally say, I don't understand. So here is an understanding. Here is an understanding. If we follow the first two principles known as discernment and dispassion. Second, the third principle, we can say that we should also reflect on kindness, humility, love for knowledge of reality. The more we reflect in our life, then what happens? Then we can awaken to 6 inner treasures. Like we have money as an outer wealth, so we have the inner wealth. The more you contemplate and reflect and practice on that, it increases. More and more you practice in your life, it increases. So the first treasure is known as Sama. What is Sama? The mind is 100% available to me. Whenever I ask the mind to pay attention and do this work, including meditation. In other way, we can say that mind is totally at peace. It is reflecting calmness and peace all the time amid all the situations and conditions. Second, now the sense organs are not carried away by the objects in the world for seeking pleasure or for experiencing pain. That is known as Dhamma. Titiksha. Now Uparati. Uparati is another third treasure in our these treasures are already inside. We are not awakened to it. The third treasure is known as Uparati. My master used to say, it looks very, it feels very good if you say in Hindi. So I will say in Hindi and I will try to translate in English. So my master used to say, Mast Ram Masti Mein Aag Lage Basti. So Mast Ram Masti Mein, the first liner, it means that I am always living into that peace and happiness. Let whatever happen in the world outside, you take care of the problems and the challenges in the world, but you do not allow the mind to be influenced by that. Third treasure. The fourth is coming from the past impressions, challenges, physical challenges that we have. We have to practice titiksha, a voluntary endurance. What is that endurance? Sometimes the problem comes, I don't know why my mind is upset, why mood is upset, I have got a lot of those thoughts and that becomes crazy. Hold on. Tell the mind, maintain the poise. Let these thoughts come and go. So we have to do voluntary endurance, conscious tolerance. Sometime our members of the family say something, just have a big smile. Let them say what they say. Whatever they say, bad or good, it is not a certification to me and my life. So internally, I maintain that is also known as the endurance. The fifth one is known as faith, belief. Belief in what? Belief in yourself. Edison failed in 1000 experiments and still he believed in himself, and he is known as one of the great scientists of this century. See that? So these ups and downs will definitely enter into our life. That is the nature of the world. But what is belief? Belief in my true nature, pending inquiry. I am into anxiety, remember, recall. What is my true nature? Is permanent peace and happiness. But why I am into anxiety and reaction? Because I am not, my mind, fallen down from the discernment. So let me start practicing in my mind what is real and unreal. Anxiety, duality, and conflict are unreal. The moment even you start thinking in that way, you can find the result there and then. And the one-pointedness and commitment to the journey of meditation helps us to reach to that state. These are few of the qualifications and the skill sets of being a qualified seeker on the path of meditation. Now let us start. Think of it. Think of this, contemplate and reflect every day. Now let us start our journey of meditation. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and so close your eyes and being steady. Being steady means what? The body is steady and the mind is looking inside. Where it is looking inside? It is looking inside in the space. That is good. In the space or in the darkness. So when the mind is looking inside, understand what it means. When the mind is looking inside, deep inside, then mind is going about the sense perception. When the mind is moving away from the sense perception, then what will happen? Then the body will become naturally steady. It is so easy to understand at this stage. That is what is. That is what happens. So when the mind moves deeper inside, it keeps looking inside with awareness of the space or the darkness one. At the same time, the experience, what experience happens? The body becomes steady. In the stage 1, we follow this step and you see that this step is so natural. Then being comfortable, we further settle the mind in the same stage, number 1. And how to settle the mind with reference to the body? It is being comfortable. So mind moves on the neck joint. You feel the sensation. And you feel the sensation. And you feel sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. The mind moves on the shoulder joints. Why we are bringing the mind again and again on the different joints of the body? The outer reason being that in these joints only the body moves. In the beginning, in the journey of the meditation, if we make the body totally comfortable consciously without any pressure or force or compulsion, the mind is liberated. And then move the mind from the top of the head to the toes, looking at all the joints of the body, feeling the sensation, being comfortable and experiencing steadiness. How simple is that? We are continuing the stage 1 of the meditation. Further, in the stage 1, we become carefree. What is the meaning of being carefree? So being carefree, I have already discussed that one of the greatest important qualification to become a seeker in the discernment. Carefree means that I separate in my mind through the knowledge what is real and what is not real. So all these thoughts, they come and go, they do not stay in the mind. They are constantly changing, and what is changing is unreal. So, okay, we say, okay, thoughts, you are coming, come. You want to stay, stay. You want to leave, leave. But I don't give any importance to it. Who doesn't give the importance? The deeper mind, the knower, the seer. That is why I say. Say, for example, you're looking into the sky where you see the birds are flying. You are aware of the space above the birds. At the same time, you also know the birds are flying from one direction to the other. How long they will fly? How long you'll be able to see the birds? After some time, the birds disappear. What is left? The space. That is what is being carefree. So in that state, we move to the second stage, the first step. We remember all the time, it is the mind that needs to be purified. When the mind is purified, then it continues to move within, and that helps us in changing. So what we do? Look inside the chest. Look inside the chest in the space. And start breathing quick and short breath. Not very fast. Quick, short, and mind should remain cheerful. Start breathing. Continue. Quick, short breath. Quick and short breath. Quick and short breath. Continue. Quick and short breath. Continue. Quick and short breath. And now stop it. So when you stop it, just move the mind on the entire body. Move the mind on the entire body and feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Move the mind once again and experience sensation, relaxation and stillness in the body. In that state, now start inhaling deep, silent and slow. Check that. Your breath is deep, silent and slow. Inhalation. Deep, silent and slow inhalation. And while breathing out, looking inside the forehead, start doing what you're doing. Start doing deep, long, and louder humming sound. Every time when you inhale, deep, silent, and slow, there is no noise. You take your own time, and the breath is deep, silent, and slow. So what happens when you experience the deeper state? Maybe you can inhale for 10 seconds and you can do the humming sound for 10 seconds. What it means? You are breathing only 3 breaths in a minute. Only 3 breaths in a minute? Yes. Only 3 breaths in a minute. That goes a long way. Continue. And now stop this humming sound. We check whether the mind is living within, and there is purity, calmness, kindness, humility. So in the stage 3, now we move the mind little deeper within. How to do that? Just looking into the space inside the head. When the breath, when any thought comes, drop Om Shanti. No thought is there and you see the space. Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And if there is no thought, Om Shanti, there is a thought, Om Shanti, you simply drop it. How you drop Om Shanti? Say if someone asks you what's your name and you say Om Shanti. Where do you live? Om Shanti. Where you are going? Om Shanti. Why you are going? Om Shanti. So that is the way you have to treat any and every thought at this time, entering into your mind. What is going to happen? The most beautiful thing we talked about, 6 inner treasures. Gradually the mind will be 100% available to you. And then you discover how to work on the mind. How to work on the mind? How to work on the car? Car is under your total control and order. Same way, the mind also moves into that state. And when it moves into that state, you can realize not only the 6 inner treasures, but also the meditative state. And let us drop the step. We can move the mind little deeper by asking the mind to look deep inside the spine when the breath is going in from the top of the head to the tailbone. Saying Om Shanti as if you are dropping Om Shanti there, and then when the breath comes out, you move the mind from the tailbone to the top of the head. When the breath is going in, Om Shanti, the breath is moving from the top of the head to the tailbone, and you drop Om Shanti. And now we move to the last stage, looking at the breath, no mantra, three-pointed awareness of the breath. The breath goes in, comes out, you simply know the breath. The breath, you feel the sensation of the breath when it goes in and comes out. And no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Just live into that state and see what happens. When the mind is 100% available, what happens? The mind bypasses the three-pointed awareness of the breath and you enter into a meditative state. And doing nothing, remain as you are into that state. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences, and bring the hands down.